if you haven't heard already, Microsoft increased the prices to Game Pass. I believe all tiers were affected by this, but the one that got people really riled up was their highest tier that went from $20 a month to $30 a month. And this is why I always harped on physical media being important. Side note to this, my first feature documentary was about physical media and why it's important in this digital era, and I'll leave a link to that down below for you to watch. This is one of the reasons why, though. This is one of my biggest fears, is that it never ends. The price increase, the price gouging, the greed, it never ends. It never does. Companies like Microsoft's doing right now can provide little to no type of exclusives or reasoning behind why you should be okay with these price hikes or pay for their service anyway. And they'll just continue to increase it because people will pay. Because we want a game, we want a digital library, we don't have physical media just stockpiling, all that good stuff. And they'll do this. And when things are digital, you have no say. Okay? There's a situation, like for example, I finished playing Mafia the Old Country. I finished playing it. I played it for a couple of weeks, beat it, played it twice, did certain missions I really liked over again, certain things I didn't do the first time, all that good stuff. When I was done with it, I forgot what game I ended up getting next, but I was like, I want to get another game. This game served its purpose, liked it, wanted to move on. I think it was Split Fiction I got. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to trade this, not I traded it, I sold it. I'm going to sell this game and put the money towards getting Split Fiction. And I was able to do that. Why? Because I own the physical disc to Mafia the Old Country that I can go sell or trade in or whatever I want to do to make the purchase cheaper and go get another game that I can go enjoy and play. You don't get the option with digital media. You get a library that you're paying for every month that at any time, just like now, they can increase the price to something astronomical and forget the people who helped give them the ability to be able to afford to do this kind of cloud streaming. And it's so disappointing because at one point, we all know the story of Xbox. We all know the exclusives they've given us over the decades. It's just sad to see where it's come from. Be able to enjoy the first Halo and Halo 2, my favorite Halo in the entire franchise, and Halo 3, and then Gears of War 1, 2, and 3, and Party Chat. Remember the good old days of Call of Duty and Xbox 360 Party Chat? And there's just so many great memories with Microsoft in the gaming industry. And to see them slowly dissolve and turn into this corporate, greedy, Mr. Krabs money bag looking entity that's unrecognizable. It's clear that Microsoft does not care about Xbox. It's clear they do not care about the gaming industry. To them, it's just a money grabbing opportunity that's fun. And the proof's in the pudding. They know all their money comes from software. It comes from the Microsoft Word, the Premiere Pro, the Microsoft PowerPoint, Excel, all these services that are also cloud-based and subscribing-based features now. Okay? Believe it or not, there's a time where you can just go to the store, buy Microsoft's Office, and just have it on your computer forever. There was a time for that, without having to pay every year or every month for this shit. It's clear that Microsoft knows, and without saying and without question, they know where a bulk of their money really comes from, which is why they've been gutting their video game department, not caring about Xbox, giving their exclusives they've built over the years to be these huge giants, and just destroyed them over time and just hand them to Sony and other places. They don't care. They know that in their eyes, they see the video game department probably as something that is bleeding them money, and they just want to recoup any money they possibly can before they finally just kill Xbox. And that's where we're at right now. Because if you want to successfully gouge as much money as possible, and then completely cut and fire and terminate a bunch of employees, a bunch of studios, and then just put that money towards continuing building your software in Microsoft Office, etc., and your computers and such, you can do that. And it's clear they're doing that. And I don't want people to be complicit in this anymore. This is enough. At some point, you have to say enough's enough. And I'm happy the site crashed because so many people are canceling it. Even if you're canceling it and going to a lower tier that you deem more affordable or that can fit in your budget, or you feel like you're getting a bang for your buck, I'm not even mad that I would cancel and never do anything with Xbox again. But I understand, and I'm not going to really hold people's feet to the fire for this. But what I will say is that if you want real change, you have to vote with your wallet. That's the only thing these people understand. And it's getting to the point now, because it's not just Microsoft, it's Disney, it's what's happening with Hulu, what's happening with YouTube TV, what's happening with Netflix, what's happening with Amazon Prime. All these sites, okay, they don't care. They do not care. They want you to feel like you need them, so that when they increase prices over time, they feel like they can keep you because they're like, hey, they're too entrenched in our ecosystem. They need us to survive. They need us for entertainment. They need us for pleasure. They need us for these things. So we can keep increasing these prices to astronomical levels, and they will always be here for us. Microsoft thinks so little of you, your money, and your time that they increased their Game Pass by 50%. Let me say that again. They increased their price by 50%. You could go buy all their first party games right now, and you would be paying less money doing that than paying for this thing yearly. Do you understand? Let me break it down for y'all real quick. Let's do simple mathematics. $30 a month times 12 for 12 months, pun or no pun intended, is the math is saying that it equals $360 a year is what you'd be paying. So let that sink in. These companies are greedy. They do not care about you. And at some point, you have to say enough's enough. I'm not saying to go out there and go wipe off Microsoft Office from your computer and shut off Game Pass. You do what you gotta do. But I'm saying when it comes to Xbox and what they're doing, what these companies are doing, you have every right to say, I'm not doing this anymore. Enough. At some point it has to end, and I'm voting my wallet. I'm unsubscribing from this shit, and you'll never see me again. My Xbox is damn near now a paperweight or just used for Netflix or whatever. Sell that junk. Sell that bullshit. Either, go get a console that you want or go do a new hobby. Whatever. Whatever you want to do. Whatever reaction you have. I don't blame you because this shit is just garbage. It's garbage and it's terrible and it makes no sense. And it sucks because at one point gaming was affordable, dude. At one point you could just own your actual disc. You could actually buy it, come home, pop it in the drive, and play it within seconds. It's different now. And it's not about this convenience factor. Is it convenient just once a game comes out, you can just download it on your thing and just be ready? You don't have a huge stacks. You don't have to buy a whole bookshelf for your stuff. Sure, and I understand. But at some point, bro, it's like, stop preying on us. We've given you our money. We've given you our time. We've given you our joy. We've given you we spent some of our highlight of our lives supporting you as a company. And for you to go do this and turn into some monster that just cares about money and nothing else is really sad, because Xbox is not offering anything, and I mean anything, that's worth $360 a year. You greedy pieces of shit. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts about what Microsoft and companies like Microsoft is doing, because I honestly think they're trying to completely kill Xbox, and they want as much money as humanly possible while the house is burning down before they do. Peace.